Okay, this video I'm going to write a program that computes the quadratic formula. If you don't know what the quadratic formula is, it looks like this. Okay, it solves for x. It'll give us multiple roots if there are more than one. If there's two roots, it'll give us x1 and x2. It can also give us imaginary numbers if the discriminant is negative. The discriminant is the inside of the square root you see right here, b squared minus 4ac. So we're going to need to write multiple variables for each case. So I'm going to start off by typing scanner in equals new scanner system in. Okay, I need to start declaring variables for A, B, and C. I'm going to make these type double. Okay, now I'm going to ask the user to enter the information for A, B, and C. Oops, let me fix that. There. Okay, now we'll initialize A. Do that with in.next double. And B and C. Okay, now that we have values for A, B, and C, we need to start making our formula for what x equals. And first, I'm going to write a variable for the discriminant. Again, the discriminant is equal to the inside of the the inside of the square root, and that's b squared minus 4ac. So we're going to use the math class to get the what b is. Okay, math.pow b comma 2, so b to the power of 2 minus 4 times a times c. Okay, now that we have the discriminant, we can solve for x. x1 is equal to negative b plus, and we need the square root of the discriminant, so we're going to use the math class again. All divided by 2a. Same thing for x2, but this is going to be minus. Okay, so this works if the discriminant is either positive or equal to 0, but if the discriminant is negative, we're not going to get an answer for our roots because Java will tell us that it's not a real number. So what we can do is take the absolute value of the discriminant and then just append the letter I next to the number that it gives us for our imaginary numbers. So we'll do that by creating two more variables. Call it x1i. So we're still going to do the square root. Now we're going to take the absolute value. Okay, now that we got our values for A, B, C, and x1, x2, and their imaginary numbers, we can start writing what the answers are. In order to do this, we're going to need an if and else statement. So if the discriminant is greater than 0, system out print, and we're going to format our answer. The equation has two roots. Percent 2.f is going to, percent dot 2f is going to round the second decimal place for the floating number. Slash n is going to drop it down a line. Okay, second case. Else if the discriminant is less than 0. This is going to be imaginary numbers. So we're going to format it. The equation has two imaginary roots. Percent dot 2f, and we'll just put an I at the end of it. And this is for x1i and x2i. Okay, last case is if the discriminant is equal to 0. In this case, the equation only has one root. And we could just use x1 for this. Okay, let's run it. Okay, we got no errors. It says enter A, B, and C. First, let's do for the discriminant is positive, so B is going to have to be a large number. We'll do 2 for A, 6 for B, 2 for C. And then it says the equation has two roots, and we get negative 0.38 and negative 2.62. And it rounded to the second decimal place. Alright, we'll do it again. This time for the discriminant is less than 0. So if it's less than 0, B has to be smaller. So we'll do 5 for A, 2 for B, 5 for C. And then it says the equation has two imaginary roots, and we see it's 0.78i for imaginary and negative 1.18i for imaginary. Okay, and the last case scenario is if the discriminant is equal to 0, and that happens when A equals 2, B equals 4 and c equals 2, we should get 1 root. And it says the equation has 1 root, -1. Okay.